Merry Christmas to all you lovely people out there. We have to talk about a Christmas gift from Nintendo, which is none other than a massive Nintendo Switch eShop sale right in time for your Christmas shopping, whether or not you're trying to get some last minute gifts for people and maybe you want to just give them the gift of eShop credit so they can pick what they want to pick, or if you're somebody who has extra cash on hand because you just got done celebrating Christmas and got a bunch of gifts that have to do with dollar bills, y'all, well, then this is the video for you. We're going to hop through all of the various sales and discounts, and I want to share my personal recommendations on which games on this list may be worth adding into your Nintendo Switch collection right now. So Nintendo has branded this sale Hits for the Holiday. It runs from December 21st at 9 a.m. Pacific time all the way through January 3rd at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time, and they market it as save up to 50% off on select games. Right at the top of the list, a game that I will be recommending for many to add into their Nintendo Switch collection, Red Dead Redemption, is a fantastic port and release on the Nintendo Switch. Sometimes when you see ports and remasters from older consoles, even PS3 and Xbox 360 era games, they're just done really poorly. I thought Red Dead Redemption played excellent and I really enjoyed my time with it, and it's the perfect game to be able to pick up and take on the go if you want to, or sit in docked mode on a TV and enjoy it that way. Sonic Superstars is next up on the list, and I am going to make a strong recommendation for fans of 2D Sonic games to absolutely pick this up and add it into your collection. But warning, $41.99, while it is a good deal on the price objectively from its $60 retail, it's actually not the cheapest you can find this game right now, because physically at multiple different retailers this is going for around the $30 price point. So just be aware of that. You're spending essentially $12 extra if you want to pick up the game digitally, but this is 2D Sonic with a modern coat of paint. It's not trying to reinvent the wheel or change anything massive. If you enjoy 2D Sonic games, you will likely enjoy this one. If you don't, you probably won't enjoy this one, but it does have, of course, a local co-op component included, which is really nice to see in a Sonic game, kind of bring in the new Super Mario Bros. Era vibes, but for Sonic. And that's how I walked away from this game feeling. It's just the modern version of 2D installments of Sonic games, and I thought it was really well done, although a little bit lacking in the music department compared to other classic Sonic games. Really solid overall, and $41.99, while not the cheapest price, is not a bad price to pick it up digitally on the Switch. Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection, $29.99 or 50% off. You get a ton of games as part of this collection, so it's definitely worth looking into, especially if you have nostalgia for the Mega Man Battle Network games. Metroid Dread for $41.99. You can argue that's not a huge discount off its $60 regular retail, but we don't see first-party Nintendo Switch games go on sale all that often, and this game is freaking incredible in my personal opinion. If you are a fan of Metroidvania-style games, you kind of know what to expect here, and I would argue that this is maybe the pinnacle of what a Metroidvania game can be in the modern day. Incredible cutscenes, incredible boss fights, all of the weapon upgrades and progression as you're going throughout the game feels top notch, and it does pack a punch in the difficulty department. But if you're somebody who doesn't really like super difficult games, fortunately Nintendo did update this for people like you, where you can go down to easy mode and not have to necessarily die over and over again in boss fights like I did when I was running through this thing, because let me tell you, that final boss fight, no spoilers, but dear God, the amount of times I died was kind of insane. So a lot of fun, definitely hard if you're playing on the normal or hard difficulty that you will unlock after you beat the game, and one that for $41.99 I would definitely say is worth adding into your Nintendo Switch collection. From there, Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, the game that will not stop selling over the years. It's been re-released I don't know how many times, $29.99, 50% off its regular retail, but then you can go ahead and grab the Anniversary Edition, which does have additional content, so I would just do that for $5 more, also 50% off. Monster Hunter Rise plus Sunbreak Deluxe. Now, if you saw at the Game Awards, we recently got a new Monster Hunter Wilds game announced. We don't have that confirmed to be coming to the Nintendo Switch, and I don't think it would come to the Nintendo Switch, but there is a shot that by time that's out, I think it's late 2024, it could be a 2025 game, can't remember off the top of my head, but I do think you have a solid shot of seeing that release on the Nintendo Switch 2, or the successor to whatever Nintendo releases for the Switch, which we are expecting to see likely hit next year. So now might be a perfect time to jump into Monster Hunter Rise plus Sunbreak Deluxe. It's the deluxe version because it's basically all the DLC from Monster Hunter all in one package for 39 bucks. It is a ton of content. You're probably talking upwards of 100 hours plus easy just to complete everything that this game has to offer, if not more, because my understanding is it's one of those games that you can continue to play in and really just get immersed in the Monster Hunter world if that's what you want to do. Scrolling on down, we have Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. This is a fantastic value at 40 bucks. Now, of course, this was released originally on the Wii U minus the Bowser's Fury content, which is really cool to me because Bowser's Fury, while it is its standalone own experience, it's also a little bit on the shorter side, but it feels like a beta test for what Nintendo might do with a future Mario game installment. If you kind of want to know what Nintendo's thinking with the next 3D Mario, I personally believe that Bowser's Fury was them kind of tiptoeing into the water of open zone exploration, where basically you load up into a single world that is just massive. You can see across to the other end and you can get there by various different means. And I do think that we're going to be looking at something more like that level layout or giant zone layout in a future 3D Mario game. And it's a lot of extra content besides a feature complete, very enjoyable experience that is Super Mario 3D World. So for 40 bucks, getting those two titles together, I think is a steal and definitely should be a must buy for Mario fans out there. Now we have a few different games. I'm not going to read through absolutely every one. Nintendo Switch Sports, quick honorable mention. I didn't spend time in this one like I did with Wii Sports back in the day, but $27.99, 30% off its regular price. Super Mario Maker 2, another big one for Mario fans that you should pick up, especially if you enjoy old school 2D Mario, because you literally have not only all the options to make stages from any era of 2D Mario, outside of Wonder, I should say, which is of course the latest 2D Mario game, but you also have the option to download courses that others have made online, some of them getting to the point where people have created entire Mario games within this game. And it's really cool because it's all free content that you can enjoy as long as you own the game. There's even an individual story mode that I did play through and enjoyed and really thought the level design was top notch for. And it's really cool to go between the old school original NES style Mario all the way up to 3D Mario World style graphics, but with that side scrolling ability as opposed to the isometric gameplay. Anyway, a ton of fun. Super Mario Maker 2, definitely look into it for 40 bucks. Untitled Goose Game, a big fan favorite. I never played it myself. 20 bucks, 50% off, $9.99 right now. Unpacking is, I can only assume, an unpacking simulator. 10 bucks also as part of the sale. FC 24, which is now basically FIFA 24, is half price, 30 bucks right now as part of the sale. Batman Arkham Trilogy, a very recent release on the Nintendo Switch. So if you're somebody who bought this full price, you're probably a little bit upset to already see it discounted. This literally launched December 1st, 2023. So super recent. $41.99 is definitely a better price, especially considering that Arkham Knight runs like trash from everything I can tell online. It definitely has frame stutter is an understatement. It goes down to 0 frames at certain times. It's really not a great port, and I hope that it gets patched and a lot of those performance issues are addressed. But for now, 2 out of the 3 games do run very well, and it might be something that by the time you pick up this trilogy and play through the first 2, well, maybe then Arkham Knight will be patched out and it will run just a little bit better on the Switch. But $41.99 is part of this eShop deal. Trombone Champ, Among Us, all these, you can see the prices on screen. Among Us free on mobile. Notably, it's normally $5 on Switch. Now it's $3 as part of the sale. And then not really anything else as part of this first section really sticking out to me that much. We're going to scroll through a lot of the other sales that are on this, although we do have to shout out Hogwarts Legacy for $41.99 because the Switch port of this game surprisingly does not run like trash like Batman Arkham Knight. They put in a lot of work to this thing. I really was worried about it because we weren't seeing any kind of trailers in the lead up to the launch. It was all screenshot stuff, and it seemed like one of those that they may just drop onto the Nintendo Switch and walk away from and never acknowledge. But while they did pull off some really like unique loading techniques where it's not quite as open world of a game as it is on the other platforms, it actually overall really solid, and it's a massive game with a ton of content. So to see it go on sale from its $60 regular retail all the way down to $41.99, I believe for the first time since it launched, also keeping in mind that this version of it is a very recent release, even though it's been available on the other consoles for a while, that's a great pickup. Mortal Kombat 1, same scenario, pretty recent release. It was out September this year, $41.99 as well, as opposed to the $70 retail price that game launched at on the Switch, which is kind of outrageous. gorgeous, especially whenever you look at the graphical quality and things like that. And then a lot of repeat offenders from there, like Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga is almost always on sale. This is not a bad sale for it, $17.99 or 70% off right now. It is honestly a ton of content for that, but just don't feel like you have to have pressure around any of these other games picking them up, because they're 9 times out of 10 you can find them on a sale. There is a Monster Hunter Rise specific sale. We won't really walk through all of the individual options and pricings on this particular one. And then you have like explore hidden gems at an unmatched price, and I never looked through any of these games or am not familiar with them. They don't jump off the screen to me, so we're gonna skip right along past that. And I should mention also, I will have this sales and deals page linked under the sources section in my description down below, should you want to go check it out yourself, because there's actually a lot to go through here. Like, we're kind of done with the main Nintendo Switch stuff outside of a couple sales that I do want to make a couple honorable mentions for, but there's a ton more than what we've even talked about so far. We will say real quick, Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, $4.99 or 83% off, so definitely a hefty discount on that one. Mega Man 11 must pick up for Mega Man fans if you don't already own it. Instead of $30, it's 66% off or just $10 right now. Okami HD, $10 also, or 50% off its regular retail. Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, a ton of the different Street Fighter games, $10 right now or 66% off. You got all the Resident Evil Cloud games. I would not play them via cloud if you can avoid it, but if that's your only option, they are at least on sale at a pretty hefty discount, between 60 and 66% off most of them. The Devil May Cry games are all $10 a piece. That's also another pretty regular one that we do see. Oh, and then quick mention of Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. This is a fantastic throwback action adventure 2D platformer, but 66% off. Instead of its $30 regular price, it's just $10 right now. And if you were a fan of the old school games, you will definitely love this one. And it's super hard. Get ready to die a bunch. At least that was my experience with the game, but $9.99 is a steal for Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. Going down here, the Bluey, the video game sale. Not familiar with any of these games on screen, so we will hop right along. Jackbox Games Winter Holiday Sale. I think that these are a lot of like party style mini game type of things. So again, we're going to shift past a lot of these. Bethesda may be notable for some people. Doom Eternal is $9.99 or 75% off right now. That's definitely a good price. And a good pickup. And then of course you can see all the other Doom games and other various Bethesda software on sale. This one, the Rogue sale, is also 50% off these select titles. You have MLB The Show, notably a Sony published game you can download on the Nintendo Switch, $9.99 right now or 83% off. That's definitely not a bad price. Of course, these games come out annually, so there will be a new one around the corner. Devolver Digital Holiday Sale. This is 85% off, and there's a lot of really good games in this particular list, because Devolver Digital, if I can say their name right, is actually a super great publisher. And like Death's Door being $7.99 for like a Soul style Zelda inspired game, I think that that's definitely one to look into for your Nintendo Switch collection. It's literally $8. I mean, definitely look into some reviews on that game if you haven't seen it. I would highly recommend that one. And then we will continue on down our list here. Square Enix sale. They're having a massive sale, so if you're an RPG fan, JRPG fan, look into this stuff. There's a lot discounted here. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, a pretty recent release, or last year this time, on the Nintendo Switch. It came out $29.99, 40% off its regular $50 price. Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remaster is $19.99 or 60% off its $50 regular price. Harvestella, a action adventure RPG, but also farming sim elements mixed in there. It's just $30 right now. Nier Automata or Nier Automata, I've heard it pronounced both ways. It's only $23, and this is like a fantastic action adventure RPG from the PS3 era, and it was a great port, so it runs awesome on the Switch. $23.99, 40% off its regular price. I would look into that one as well. Chocobo GP Racing, I've actually checked those out. They're not that great, at least in my opinion. I just revert back to Mario Kart. Kingdom Hearts, don't get me started on that. It needs to be native. It was cloud. It's a big misstep on Square Enix's part. I really wish they would have taken the time to port that over natively. And then you can kind of see all the various different games from there. Aspire is also having a sale. Oh, and this stuck out to me. Interestingly, Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 Remastered is not out yet, but it will be out as of February 14th, 2024. Well, you can actually pick it up ahead of time as like a pre-sale for just 10% off. So it's not a big discount, but instead of paying the full $30. If you know you're going to buy that game day one, you can pre-order it right now on a 10% discount and get it for $26.99. From there, you have all the different Star Wars games individually on sale, but if you just want to go ham and get the bundle pack, you literally get all of them for $59. It's 25% off its regular retail. I think that that's not necessarily the cheapest price that's been so far. I could be wrong about that. And then from there, we have Activision Blizzard sale, and I think this is the last one of the list, if I'm not mistaken. Crash Bandicoot games on sale, really enjoyable for me. Whether or not you like the old ones or if you want the most recent, Crash 4, it's about time. And then you have Crash or Spyro plus Crash Remastered available for $26.99 or 64% off its regular price. Tony Hawk's 1+2 Pro Skater Remaster, like, get this game if you're a Tony Hawk fan, if you were or are still. Definitely a faithful remaster of the classic games, plays and runs excellent on the Switch, and I am just hopeful that we get the rest of the old Tony Hawk games remastered and brought back. Maybe we will see that now that the Activision Blizzard acquisition from Microsoft is finalized. But let me know in the comments down below if you guys are picking up any of these various discounts and bundles via over the Christmas sale, and also let me know what you're excited to give to somebody for Christmas this season, or what you're hoping to receive for Christmas, or maybe if you're watching this after Christmas, what did you get that you were most excited for, and which of these games are you hopeful to add into your Switch library? So regardless of your thoughts and feelings on everything we talked about today, I do look forward to hearing from you all in the comments down below before you leave the video, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around these topics. Go watch the video on screen next if you haven't already. Also make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.